Previously, we've seen Will's victory leading to celebrations, while Julius is working at a shop as punishment for his mistakes. At the same time, student practice sessions begin. Everyone wants Will on their team, but Colette turns them away and invites Will to the market instead. Secretly, Colette considers turning this shopping trip into a date, but Roxy interrupts and spoils her plans. Then, Liana steps in and takes Will with her. Liana, Vigno, Julius, Cheyenne, and will form a team and prepare to head into danger, with Colette also joining them. Soon, a decision is made regarding the date of the all-student practice. Lord Ko confirms the date, but Carrie Yote, another character, expresses disinterest in becoming a representative for the Magia vendors, even temporarily. He adds that while the Thunder faction is kind, the Elf faction is too prideful, and the Ice faction is too lazy. Despite this, Carrie admits that Lord Ko is the perfect person for the position. Ko also questions whether their king has returned yet, which hints at an important political or magical figure still being absent. Despite the urgency, the barrier protecting them is fading quickly, yet the king is still nowhere to be found. Amidst all this, the group prepares to enter the dungeon, with one of the characters determined to gather enough points to reach Elfie. As the group dives deeper into the dungeon, Vigno uses his wind power to fly his teammates down to lower levels. They are soon ambushed by monsters, referred to as Manchers, forcing Will to assess the situation. Realizing that there are too many enemies and that mages are weak in close combat, he knows he has to protect them. However, Vigno steps in and dismisses Will's concerns, sarcastically calling him flunky, and questioning if Will knows about Liana's powerful lineage. Liana then uses her thunder magic to easily defeat the Manchers, showing her skill in close combat magic, a rare talent for a mage. Vigno remarks on her noble background and rare abilities, explaining that her family is known for excelling in battle. Liana acknowledges that competing for credit with others can be problematic and emphasizes their need to surpass the other teams quickly. We're then taken to a scene where Professor Vaken explains to Will the importance of a search spell. Unlike attack or defense spells, the search spell is crucial for detecting enemies and dangers, especially for mages venturing into risky areas. Meanwhile, the team engages in combat with the monsters, but Will finds himself struggling. Julius bluntly tells him to stay out of the way. Will, frustrated by his inability to keep up, realizes that his teammates' search range is far superior to his. He fears they will kill all the enemies before he gets the chance to contribute. Finally, Will manages to kill one monster, but Vigno finishes off the rest of the monsters with a single spell, leaving Will feeling humiliated. Vigno, unimpressed with Will's performance, mocks him for his inability to create a proper shield. This sparks a conversation between Vigno and Liana, where Vigno questions Liana's judgment in trusting Will. Liana, defending Will, believes he hasn't had the chance to prove himself yet. She speculates that once they face more than 5 enemies, Will might finally demonstrate his true potential. Julius, on the other hand, criticizes those who can't use search spells, claiming they will only slow the team down. Will reflects on how mages absorb traces of magic into their staffs, which allows their actions in battle to be recorded and verified for credit. However, since Will can't absorb traces, he has to bring physical proof of his kills. This makes others reluctant to team up with him. Cheyenne encourages Will to show his worth now that he's part of their group, while Colette offers him some comfort, acknowledging that he knew this kind of situation was going to happen. He plans to help in other ways since the others aren't giving him a chance to participate. Despite his determination, he's also left with little to do. The group is so powerful that he's merely stuck carrying their equipment. The story moves to the next day, with practice already underway. Liana suggests they take a break, but Vigno proposes increasing security by creating a wall of flames to protect them. Colette recognizes this as elven illusion magic, and Ball comments that, even though it's an illusion, it still frightens the monsters enough to keep them at bay. Liana then asks Will to distribute food, but when Will tries to give Vigno his share, Vigno refuses, reminding Will that only those deemed worthy by the elves are allowed to touch them. Vigno doesn't see Will as worthy. Colette argues that, as teammates, they shouldn't be treating each other this way. Vignal, however, insists that the rules for elves are different. Elves come from another world and are known for their mastery of magic. They have their own culture, and Vignal's personal standards are high. Only Liana is worthy of touching him. Paul chimes in, telling Colette not to argue, as he understands elven customs and doesn't take offense. Elves are highly powerful beings, comparable to magicians but in their own unique way. Later, Liana gathers the team to discuss their plan. Their goal is to defeat Lumir Nevis, the most dangerous floor keeper on the 10th floor, worth 110 credits. Colette is surprised by the high credit value, and Julius comments on how difficult Nevis is to defeat. Liana admits that she specifically formed this team to take down Nevis, believing they have the power to succeed and show the tower what they are capable of. The team proceeds further, but suddenly, they come across Nevis already defeated by someone else. Liana orders the group to use search magic to find clues, while now notices lingering traces of magic in the area. Liana suspects that someone must have killed Nevis just moments before they arrived. At this point, the narrative shifts to a past conversation between Professor Vaken and Will. Vaken explains that while the search spell is useful, it's not always reliable, as more complex magicians can hide from it using hidden magic. Some monsters can also evade detection by search spells. Just as Will starts to focus, the monster launches a surprise attack. Vignal is knocked unconscious, and the rest of the team struggles to defend themselves. The ground collapses beneath them, and the entire group falls to the 11th floor, far beyond the Academy's territory. Julius realizes the danger they're in and explains that only the most powerful magicians can survive in the 11th floor dungeon. Liana notices the dangerous terrain filled with nightmare mobs and knows they have to regroup quickly if they want to survive. The team is split up, and Liana's head is injured from the fall, though she reassures everyone that it's just a minor wound. They must stay together to avoid being killed by the stronger monsters on this floor. Will, having stayed with the injured Vignal, reflects on how dire their situation has become. With limited supplies, they have only 24 hours before their chances of survival plummet. Will knows they must find the rest of their team, but Vignal suggests they wait for a rescue team instead. However, Will refuses, insisting that action is their only option. They can't afford to wait, and the presence of the 10th floor monster still looms over them. Meanwhile, back at the Academy's base camp, Professor Vaken and Professor Eliza are dealing with their own crisis. Monsters have attacked the camp, killing several professors and leaving the situation critical. The Academy's defenses are crumbling, and it seems that their troubles are far from over. And that's a wrap on Episode 9 of Wistoria Wand and Sword. With the stakes getting higher and the magic growing stronger, there's no doubt the next episode will be just as epic. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode's favorite moments, crazy theories, or anything that caught your eye. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this recap, and subscribe to Anime Insights so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your wands ready for the next adventure.